Today I'm in the wood yard. We're not in the wood yard. We're in my backyard, and I have an issue. I have a stump from an ash tree that I cut out last year. And the management of the facility of my bed and breakfast here informed me that it's been long enough. It's time to get this stump out of the ground, put some dirt in, and get some grass planted. And she's the boss here, so I gotta do this today. This is an ash tree. It was planted here, I don't know, 20 years ago. It was about that big. It died last year. I cut it down, cut it up, and you can see I cut it really low, and then I cut some grooves into it with the chainsaw last year. And I thought about burning this out, but I don't want to have to spend the whole day babying a fire or 2 days, whatever it would take. I know you can do it that way, but I think this will be just fine. I did one swing on it and the chunk came out real easily here, so I see there's a bunch of ants in there. But I've got a Milwaukee powered hammer drill. It's got an 1.5 inch bit, so I'm gonna drill holes all over in here just to break it down, even though I've already got a bunch of cuts into it. I'm going to then just chop it out. I got a Fiskars axe that I don't care if there's some rocks in here and I'm not worried about ruining the axe at all. But I've done this lots of times with stumps for relatives and some of my own. All you gotta do is get down 6-8 inches. Then you've got plenty of depth for putting dirt down and planting grass. I don't have a stump grinder in my back pocket. This is in my backyard and I don't really want to have to go rent one for the day. I can have this out of here probably in less than an hour and it'll be done. And then I can put some dirt down, get some grass planted, and keep the management happy. That's the goal. That's all that really matters today. So it's time to get drilling and chopping. I'm going to be using the Fiskars. It's a chopping axe that I got from my buddy Tony. This is like a camp axe size. Not real big, not real small, but it'll work just fine. So that's what I'm going to use on this. And then of course the drill, I'm going to drill holes and just kind of eat away on it. And then I'll chop out and dig out around it a little bit and try to get most of the roots out. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't matter that much. This is my backyard. All I want to do is just get it out and then get some dirt in here so that we can get grass planted and keep the manager happy. So the first thing I'm going to do is just take the axe and I'm going to start chopping around the sides here and just see how bad it is. But I think because this has been out for a year, this is going to come out fairly decent. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Look at the carnage I have created. I did make a little mess, and I'm going to have to get this cleaned up before the facility manager comes out and points out the mess that I have made. But I was successful. There's the middle I got out. I chopped the roots off all the way around. I got it down plenty deep. Probably can't tell on camera, but I'm probably 8 to 10 inches deep into the middle there, and I got the roots chopped off. So what I'm going to do is pick up all of the chunks, get that all cleaned up, put some dirt in there. I'm going to go get 2, 3, maybe 4 bags of dirt, black dirt, some grass seed. I'm going to get it planted. It took me just a little over an hour, but because I'm an old, almost 100-year-old, rotting, moldy bag of oatmeal, I could not go like I normally could years ago. I did some stumps like this where I just chopped the whole time, never stopped, just keep going and keep doing different angles, but I had to stop and sit down a couple times because I had to catch my breath. I'm about, like my dad would say, I'm only about half the man I used to be, so I'm pretty much like a normal man now. that's what he used to say all the time. But yeah, there, I got it done, and I did have to make a switch. I started with the Fiskars axe, this one right here, and then I switched to my bigger axe. I wasn't getting enough swing, and the head on this was pretty light. So I switched to my regular single bit. So this is probably like a 3-pound head on there. I don't know, ish, whatever it is. And this one's really light. There's not much to this one. This was nice and sharp for cutting the roots, but that one was way better. Once I got into the actual stump, I was able to get much more penetration with the big one. Plus the longer swing I like a lot better, but still a nice little axe. But all right, let's get this mess cleaned up. Project is complete, and it took me 2 hours to do everything. From the time I started digging and chopping, had to run to the store and get some topsoil. I got 4 bags. I guessed real accurately. I put the 3 bags down, pressed it down because it'll settle a little bit, and then I put the 4th one on, put the seed on. Now this seed that I put on is the Scott's Patch Master. So it's got stuff in it, so it's going to grow. And what I put on here was actually enough to seed 4 times as much as this area, but I don't care. I want it to grow. So there it is. I'm going to throw some water on it, and then hopefully we'll get some results. We'll see what happens here. So I'm going to get some water. We're going to water it, and we'll see how it grows right now. 5 minutes later, look at that, great results. I hope the facilities manager is happy with the results I have achieved here. I'm hoping for some form of reward, you know, some extra payment, maybe a tip, maybe even more than just a tip. That would be nice. There we go. I will see you guys tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. I'll be here with another video. Good night, Irene.